Welcome back to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You are getting ready for the women's doubles semifinal number 2 here at Championship Court at the APPPickleballSuperstore.com Philadelphia Open. This is going to be an exciting matchup. You're taking a live look at Alex Truong, just 18 years old, out of Falls Church, Virginia, about 3 hours away. Her family getting a chance to make it to this tournament to watch her compete, and she and Vivian Glozman, her partner, are trying to punch their ticket to the women's doubles winners bracket final. But to do so, they're going to have to take on Marie Humberg and Allison Harris. This duo just did something that is incredibly difficult to do in women's doubles on the APP Tour, and that is take down the dynamic duo that is Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge. But Humberg and Harris playing together for the second straight tournament really seem like they've found their rhythm here in their second time playing together. Allison Harris, 30 years old, out of Nashville, Tennessee.
AKA Hollywood.
Nashville, Tennessee is...
Yeah.
Why don't you explain that?
It's a Hollywood of the South.
Yeah.
Throw it down Broadway.
It feels like the of the South part is pretty important.
Well,
there.
and Allison
Well,
Harris
it's much
is
cleaner than the actual Hollywood.
her new nickname is Hollywood because she walks in this morning all black, big old sunglasses on, like she's trying to go incognito. And I was like, "Who is that?"
No, she's stepping
like
in
it.
off Broadway.
Look at it.
They can't even stop smiling because Allison heard that entire thing. She and her husband, Cody, run a wedding photography business out of Nashville, Tennessee. It's a great place to be a wedding photographer. Beautiful spot. But she's done a really good job of pursuing this pickleball career.
I will say this. Simone and I met Allison a couple of months ago in Nashville. She came out, did a clinic with us and everything. She's like, you know what? I'm thinking about going pro in pickleball. We're like, you should.
You should.
And then she has that run with Andre Mick in Newport. She's never looked back.
She made a nice run in women's in St. Louis, too. They just beat Fudge and Barr. They played them very well in St. Louis as well. So they learned from their mistakes, came out on top of that one, and they are sitting pretty here in the semifinal, trying to move to that winner bracket final. But in front of them, a very tough task with Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman, who are playing very well right now. And we saw Alex Truong play very well in St. Louis.
I saw her play pretty well in mixed doubles yesterday, too. She's partnered up with Richard Liebernice Jr., who we saw earlier in men's doubles here on Championship Court. And Alex, like I mentioned, just 18 years old, doing her collegiate studies on the road. Earlier this week, she was working on her courses at night after singles had wrapped up. And Truong there with a strong overhead to get us started.
Well, you know, with a lot of access to online courses now that we didn't have a few years back, why wouldn't you travel, play pickleball, and do your studies at the same time?
That's such a good spot right there from Humberg as she finds the middle with that little backhand flick.
Yeah, good move there from Harris. Glozman was pulled out wide. Couldn't keep that ball down.
Ties us up at 1-all. 1-1-1. The official pickleball score.
Just missing that sideline right there. And we talked about that in that last match where Harris goes speed up sideline and you don't have a lot of room over there and goes just a little wide.
Alex Truong, lucky it missed because it was just barely, and she missed on the swing. It's going to be Humberg with the serve.
Ooh, that's a tough one, especially with she's running back from the kitchen line there. It's hard enough to hit it around the post on the backhand side, let alone going back behind you and trying to shape it. And Glozman missing that backhand drive. A little disappointed in herself there. Put a good swing on it.
Truong stepping into the middle to try and get that one, but sends the two-hander into the net. So it's a scoreless side out here.
Oh, my goodness.
Humberg trying to go through the body right there of Vivian Glozman.
Just tried to go through the fence right there. A little tough spin there on the return from Truong. Picked up a little extra once it caught the net cord.
Humberg catching the, looks like not the part of her paddle that necessarily she intended to. Taking a look at that edge guard. Ball just a bit long, getting confirmation from our head referee.
Good pressure there from Glozman. Humberg caught as she was trying to slide over.
Just long right there off the paddle of Glozman, but great defense there from Humberg in the middle. Alex Truong speeding up 3 times in a row. Humberg up to the task.
Oh, Glozman missing off the edge of guard there as well. I mean, excellent drop from Truong. Heavy top spin, good roll, creates the pop-up for Glozman, and she's just caught about half a step short.
Good speed up there from Allison Harris. Forehand and a tough spot for Truong to respond.
2, 3, 1.
Another good forehand there from Harris. She's done a good job of being nice and compact, switching from backhand to forehand, not getting big on those swings.
All tied up here at 3 now.
Get some love off the tape there. Humberg is, so goes off and drops just inside.
And she'll take that all day again, and it's Truong trying to test Humberg right now, and she's answering every single time so far.
And Harris spun off that one as she tried to drive the third. The issue with spinning off. Half your power goes across your body, half the power tries to go forward. Oh, it's too good from Harris. See, heavy top spin, and we're seeing a lot more on that on the forehand side now. It was the infusion of that two-hand backhand roll ding. Now we're seeing heavier roll on the forehand side. That pulls Truong out. Humberg stepping over, finishing that one off.
Nice job by Harris stepping into that forehand, but great defense there from both Truong and Glozman as they slow down the roll of Harris and Humberg.
Alex Truong getting big in the middle.
Again, she's shaking and baking off of the Vivian Glozman drive, and again, using that athleticism to her advantage.
4, 5, 1.
A little awkward swing there from Harris. She got caught a little bit went a little too big on the forehand swing, sorry. And that ball came more middle than she was anticipating and ended up jamming her up inside the body. Oh, wow.
Good recovery from Allison Harris. Vivian Glozman just...
Oh.
Man, was she painting the court, though, until she just missed a few inches wide on that final overhead.
But it's get one ball back over, get another back over, and fight to live another shot. And then you force Glozman to try and find the sideline and goes wide.
5-5-2. It's going to be Truong with the serve. You talked about her athleticism. She was a multi-sport athlete in high school.
Oh, that's it.
No,
the touch.
No.
Oh.
Harrison touched it. Yeah.
Went off the edge guard of Allison Harris, but man,
I didn't see it under the tent here. It was blocking my view.
there it went.
Oh.
Tried to go for the tweener, did Humberg, but you can't hit it twice.
A perfect tweener
That's
drop.
the rules. It's a side out. I believe it was Truong's serve that went long. So it's going to be Humberg with the serve here. Very tightly contested game one.
Yeah, too much there from Glozman. I mean, that's where she's just going all body. If she misses a target, that ball's 2 feet out, which is what happened there. Humberg not having any part of that one.
6-6-1 here for Humberg.
Oh, nice pickup from Harris.
I want you guys to talk me through, because Allison Harris is somebody who we've seen a few times here in the last 3 tournaments in particular. Her recovery impresses me every time, especially in Newport when she was playing with Andre Mick. I felt like she just has developed that so well.
Whoa.
That flip, quite a bit long.
Humberg looking back at everyone, trying to get a reaction, but everyone knows that that was probably not the right decision at that moment.
7-6-2 for Harris's serve. Ooh, and that forehand from Allison Harris right at the body of Alex Truong. Couldn't get her paddle up in time.
Well, you're talking about the ability of Allison Harris to get balls back. Most of what she does is very unorthodox as far as the defense-wise. But that's a situation where, if you can get a paddle on a ball and just find a way to get it back somehow, which is what she does. She gets jammed up. She gets crossed over. But she doesn't overswing in the defensive situations.
I remember a few times in that match against Paris and Hunter in Newport where she was just getting picked on and yet managed to get it back every time. It's Alex Truong with the serve here, 6-8-1, women's doubles semifinals, trying to get back into this game. Cut into the lead here a little bit, and that's one way to do it.
So off-paced is what you're going to have to see Glozman and Truong do. If they go 100% hard pace, that's exactly what Humberg and Harris want. They need to go off pace, especially when they're in that transition area.
Little firefight in the middle of that point.
Well, the issue right there is Glozman takes her back foot away from the ball. She needs to step into that ball. So as she's going to volley that, she's stepping away from it. Needs to step and lean into that and be clean.
7-8-2 for Glozman's serve.
Truong got away with one there. Wasn't the best of speed-ups, but Harris sitting a little too much backhand.
8-8-2 for Glozman. Truong Truong and Glozman staying at the baseline behind the power of Harris and Humberg on that point.
They had no opportunity to move in at all because they couldn't drop a ball in. So they're flipping those back up and over, and nothing they can do right there is Harris and Humberg had complete control at that point.
They do tie things back up, though, here in Game 1. A very tightly contested Game 1 in our women's doubles semifinals.
A good counterattack there from Glozman. Humberg tried to reset it, but with her arms so tight into her body there, didn't give any push. Truong misplayed that one. Heavy backspin from Humberg. Truong gave it some room, but tough when you're giving that much backspin some room. It does funky things.
Humberg goes for the lob. Glozman there in time. Truong up at the kitchen line to defend and places that perfectly inside the sideline.
But it's great protection there from Truong as she recognized Glozman, her partner, is back hitting this overhead. Watch her step right in the middle, take that two-handed backhand, and then finish with the forehand on the line.
Ball back on their side. Chance to tie things up here. That time it's Glozman stepping up. Truong recovering at the baseline. They switch sides. And the overhead from Alex Truong on the switch sides. Incredibly impressive for them to tie things up.
Great job again, Truong right there on the overhead, getting that ball at the feet of Humberg.
Good step in and aggression there from Truong, getting that firefight started, and a smart timeout here from Murray Humberg and Allison Harris.
Because just like that, it is Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman taking the lead here in our women's doubles semifinals. The winner of this one will go on to play Simone Jarging and Paris Todd in our women's doubles winner bracket final.
Well, you hit on it, though, Chad. Aggression. That was the key word you used in that, and I'm going to add to it. A controlled aggression.
Well,
right?
that was the first time that we've seen Truong actually step in and really put the test in.
Right, and what they did, though, that controlled aggression. They didn't get overly big. They controlled where they wanted to go with it and put a lot of pressure right there on Humberg and Harris. A lot of times they're getting too big, too overly aggressive, doing a good job right there, and it gives them an opportunity to end game number 1.
And this would be a massive moment. Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman, like I mentioned, have played a few APP Tour events together, but Alex is somebody who, just 18 years old, and I feel like we've really seen her game develop throughout this season, and here she is. Her and her team with the shot at winning game 1 of our women's doubles semifinals. Alex Truong with the serve. Vivian Glozman leaving that one short.
Yeah, it's a good ball there. Going right at the feet. Whether it's right foot, left foot, things into the body there. Unless your opponent can clear their feet, it's so hard to pick up.
And that is it. Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman win game 1 of our women's doubles semifinal. Controlled aggression, the tone from that team, and it gets them game 1. We'll have game 2 when we come back.
the APP is presented by LS, Gamma, the Boca Raton, and Franklin.
Game 1 of our women's doubles semifinals here at the APP PickleballSuperstore.com Philadelphia Open goes the way of Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman, taking down Allison Harris and Marie Humberg. On to Game 2 in our best of 3 here on Championship Court. Marie Humberg and Allison Harris in that Game 1, though, Dom. What do they have to do to change the result here in Game 2?
Nothing much. It's execution. They've done a good job. They were right in that game, but it was just... Again, it's making adjustments on the fly. Who can make those adjustments on the fly quicker? And right there, it was Truong and Glozman. What I'd like to see from Harris and Humberg is if there's one weak spot on the side of Truong and Glozman, it's middle to the right foot of Glozman, right? If you can keep it there, that's where they want to be. Get her reaching because, again, you put her and set her up with that two-handed backhand, she is lethal. And, again, what that does, too, is it keeps it away from Truong's two-handed backhand, which is right now one of her strengths that she's feeding off of the last couple of weeks. So I like to see them go with the right foot of Vivian Glozman, but we'll see what adjustments are made.
Game 2, let's get after it.
Yeah, and that's a tough speed up there for Truong early on. Mari Humberg and Allison Harris are sitting pace, and from a low position, that's tough.
Ooh. Yeah, and then the reverse. That's not the speed up there for Humberg either. Taking that ball as she's coming forward, not even all the way up to the kitchen line there, and taking it from low, trying to speed it up, and just feeding it right in the forehand of Glozman.
That's a good spot right there from Glozman, right at the left foot of Mari Humberg. Kind of catches her where she didn't think that ball was going to be that far and that deep on her body.
1-1 the score. Make it 2-1 here for Truong and Glozman taking the early lead.
Yeah, Harris giving a look down at the paddle there, trying to figure out how she hit it off the edge guard.
Good speed up there from Humberg, using that little backhand roll, creating some spin on the ball. And Glozman goes a little long with that forehand counter.
Puts them on their second serve.
Yeah, ball's just wide. Glozman trying to go too far cross court there. And going with that heavy backspin, it kind of floated on her a little bit.
Glozman with the strong overhead to finish that one off.
Well, and that point started because Glozman was able to get to her two-handed backhand and start that firefight. When Humberg went middle into her right foot, she just was on her heel.
Yeah, I think Humberg needed to attack that high ball there. She reset it, kind of missed an opportunity there, and it didn't do anything with the reset other than allow... Ooh, another mistake there. Yeah, it just allowed Truong and Glozman to put more pressure on. So it's kind of they're speeding up the wrong balls and resetting the wrong balls. We need to flip the two that they're doing. Attack the high ones, reset the low ones.
So for those who are new to pickleball, walk us through how do you know when the right time to speed something up is?
A lot of the time it's whether you can get extended or whether you're in a position where that ball can be further out in front if you're trying to speed up off your back foot or something that's close to the body. Not a good spot.
There's the spot right there. And again, it's the right foot because Glozman gets just a little hesitant with the forehand. That's why she really does love playing that left side. Because again, when she goes cross court with that dink, she's a lot more comfortable. Her forehand dink tends to be the issue.
It will be Glozman with the serve. 3-1-2, the score here in game 2. Lob there from Harris. Glozman gets around it. Great defense there.
Wow.
Allison Harris persistent in that point.
Excellent defense there from Harris and Humberg, keeping them in that point. And that's that final ball that pops up. Harris goes cross court and cross body on Truong. Twists her into the court.
1-3-1.
So it'll be a side out here. Marie Humberg with the serve, 1-3-1.
Yeah, Humberg and Harris just don't seem to have any rhythm here to start game number 2, and it's put them in a 2-point hole. They've missed some easy dinks. And right there, that's an easy put away for Harris, and just missing that, trying to get just a little too big.
So it'll be a side out.
3-1-1.
3-1-1 for Vivian Glozman with the serve. Ooh, some love off the tape there for Alex Truong. Harris recovers. Glozman, though.
She got
What?
it. She mishit that so bad, but got so little on it that it drops at the baseline, and her and Truong have a nice little laugh right there.
I mean, she took a massive swing on that overhead.
Marie Humberg just staring there, looking at the line, going, are you kidding me? That one went in, and it did, in fact. So it's 4-1-1 for Glozman's serve.
That's a good spot there from Glozman. And that one, she drops back with the right foot, gives herself some space, gives herself the position to be able to really hit that one with heavy topspin. And Allison Harris was still hanging out on that backhand side deep into the corner of the kitchen.
So a timeout called here on the court. Alex Truong, Vivian Glozman have built up a 5-1 lead here in game 2. If they can put this one away, they will earn the honor of playing Simone Jargin and Paris Todd in the women's doubles winners bracket final. The winner of that locks in their spot for Championship Sunday. You lose that winners bracket final, you drop to the consolation bracket. You do get another shot at punching your ticket to Championship Sunday in the bronze medal game, but you have to play again. And as we have mentioned here in Philadelphia, it is hot, it is humid. Everybody likes to take care of their business as quickly as possible.
We are trying to escape in the back of the booth here as our shade is quickly diminishing.
And taking turns putting our face in front of the fan. Alex Truong with a strong two-hand backhand.
Well, and that's been her strength the last couple of weeks is that two-handed backhand. That's why she's playing so well on that right side. You've got to get it to her right foot low and not let her attack.
Yeah, that's too good there. Excellent job from Harris taking that ball wide. Truong kind of recovered a little too much to the middle, overcommitted to the middle. She got pulled out wide. Glozman tried to step over and take more middle.
And Humberg took advantage of it, going cross court. And just like that, Alex Truong, Vivian Glozman have built up a very nice lead here in game 2, up 7-1.
Another good speed up there from Glozman. Harris was pulled out wide. Just gave that easy ball down the line, which is a decent reset, but Glozman going back through the middle. Humberg a little late getting over there.
8-1-2 for Truong.
It was a bullet from Glozman.
Allison Harris doing a good job being ready for it. It's a side out, so Marie Humberg with the serve.
Little overzealous there from Glozman. Almost a heat check there at 8-1. See if Humberg's going to play that.
She said, no. I'm going to leave that one. Thank you very much. Point of contention.
But that's set up right there. She went inside, then pulled her outside. So then what's that do? It puts Glozman at a disadvantage because now she doesn't know which side she's going to go. Is she going to go middle or go sideline? And Humberg just flips middle.
Truong gets around the lob. Stay back for the power that Humberg brings. Or Glozman changes the pace up. Back to the kitchen line. Do some dinking, and then Glozman just flips it into the net court as opposed to over.
That's not a bad shot, though, from Glozman, and not a bad decision. Because it is there, she can get that up and over. But again, execution. I like the timeout here, though, from Truong and Glozman because of the fact that they're not going to let this get too far away from them. So nice timeout.
A 3-0 run here from Allison Harris and Marie Humberg. So it makes it a 4-point lead still for Alex Truong and Vivian Glozman. But one of the things that we always talk about is when you have the lead, how much of a run do you allow them to go on before you use that timeout? So,
well, I mean, usually what we talk about is rule of thumb is 3 to 4 points. But it's also situational. Like if you're getting toward the end of the match and you're up 9-5 and you give up 2, then I'd probably call a timeout there just to try to give yourself that gap.
Especially because what we have seen time and time again is that you can build up this massive lead, but then getting the last point, the last 2 points, sometimes proves a lot more difficult when you have that big lead.
So good coverage right there in the middle from Vivian Glozman, using her size and length to her advantage.
So a well-called timeout there because it immediately pushes Harris and Humberg onto their second serve. And just like that, a side out. So that's exactly how, if you're Truong and Glozman, that's exactly how you wanted things to go after the timeout. Get the ball back on your side. Up 8-4-1 here in game 2 of our women's doubles semifinals.
Yeah, good ball there from Humberg. Truong trying to get up to the kitchen line. And that's a situation where you've dropped the ball into the kitchen. You don't have to be in a rush to get to that kitchen line. You're going to move controlled, whether you're a step behind the line or all the way up at the kitchen line. Not a big difference there. So quick side out, and that's, in reality, they threw away their opportunity to extend the lead just by trying to do too much and moving too quickly.
So it will be back on the side of Allison Harris. and Marie Humberg. It's going to be Harris, woman out of Nashville, Tennessee, with the serve. Seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but since that timeout, it seems like just some tight play from both teams.
Well, wind held that up so bad right there. Off the paddle of Allison Harris, that looked like to be a good lob, but the wind at the back of Vivian Glozman and Alex Truong holds that up.
So since Truong and Glozman called that timeout, we've had 3 side outs, all of them scoreless.
Yeah, those are good attacks there from Humberg. That one going to the right shoulder of Alex Truong. Ends up GMing her up.
And another scoreless side out.
This could be a long one if we keep exchanging side outs here.
And typically you don't see a big come on off of a error like that, but again, this game's so tight and side out's so important here as we haven't had a point after that timeout. No, not the time right there from Ari Humberg to be pulling the trigger on that one. It's just too low. It's off her shoe tops.
4-8-2 for Humberg serve here in game 2. Love off the tape there for Marie Humberg's dink. She'll speed up. Alex Truong was ready for it, but then sends that sailing long and wide. Her forehand. So that marks our first point since that timeout was called.
It's about time.
But it is a 4-0 run here for Humberg and Harris. A few side outs in between their first 3 and this one, but they are still with the momentum here in game 2.
Again, it's a tough speed up from Humberg. She's trying to do too much, and we always talk about it when you're trying to close a gap. Don't overhit. Don't try to press, and don't do too much. And that's, they're on a little bit of a run, but it's been tougher by the speed ups chosen.
She's just standing straight up through that dink right there. And again, her height at her disadvantage right there, as she's every bit of 6 foot tall is Vivian Glozman. When she hits a dink, she really needs to stay low and stay through it.
Well, the other thing that you're sensing here, and by us sitting so close to the court, we can always feel it as well, is that there's no adrenaline out on the court right now. Like everything's kind of slowed down to a halt.
Well placed ball by Marie Humberg there. Just down the sideline. Take another look at it.
So again, the inside-out backhand there from Marie Humberg as she goes down the line on Truong, as she was pinching middle.
Oh, okay.
Ball was like going straight down off the paddle of Allison Harris right there.
She got up on top of that one.
7-8-1 for Marie Humberg. They were trailing 8-1 at one point.
She missed this.
Chance to tie it, but the serve goes long. So another chance to tie it here. Allison Harris with the second serve. 7-8-2. Yikes, you knew that was going to be hard.
Well, that's dangerous right there. Vivian Glozman not going to miss an overhead like that. That's a sitter and an early birthday present for her.
So the ball back on the side of Vivian Glozman and Alex Truong. It's going to be an 18-year-old out of Falls Church, Virginia, with the serve.
Ball's just deep. Truong taking a big backswing there, trying to catch up to it. Paddle was a little low, so when the paddle's low and then you go on that elevated attack or counter attack, too long of a distance to catch up with. And they're going to come out of the stack right here, and Truong just rips one through the middle.
And that was a really important point for Truong and Glozman. They were up 8-1 in this second game, but as you can see, Allison Harris and Marie Humberg just systematically getting themselves back in it. So Truong and Glozman get 1 point back on their service side, but another opportunity here for Humberg and Harris. 7-9-1.
Tough ball for Harris to pick up. You know, the ball started staying lower now as well. We're a little bit warmer here in the afternoon.
Wind's picking up a little bit too, but it's kind of
It's not blowing through our tent.
Yeah. Again, though, right there, that wind holding up that lob. And Vivian Glozman all over this overhead.
So it'll be Vivian Glozman with the serve here, 9-7-1. Truong with the forehand just underneath the paddle of Marie Humberg. Sets up a match point opportunity here for Vivian Glozman and Alex Truong in our women's doubles semifinals. Glozman with the serve.
Oh, that one got behind Harris there. She was a little late trying to come over after the return.
And so it is Vivian Glozman and Alex Truong who punch their ticket to the women's doubles winners bracket finals. All smiles from these two ladies. We will hear from them when we come back.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
Hey, Jake from State Farm.
You know it's really scary.
Popcorn with no butter.
No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Want some water? Yeah, for my cup of ale.
I saw. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
APP is presented by Pro XR, C&D Nets, Discount Tire, and Sports Illustrated.
And we take another look at match point here for Vivian Glozman and Alex Truong. Allison Harris not able to get across there in time to catch up with that third shot drive from Glozman. So they move on to the winners bracket final, and we have Dominic Catalano, who's courtside with our winners.
Congratulations, first and foremost, Alex and Viv. You guys played absolutely phenomenal game plan against them. They are coming in very hot. It was a closely contested first match. What was the game plan for you, Alex?
Game plan was to really just make balls. We knew that as soon as we get past the first couple shots, your serve, return, and the third, we're pretty much golden from there. We like to dictate the points, and we know we had some of the best hands that we think, so it was just a lot of fun.
And Vivian, you being so big and tall in the middle right there, how was it playing with Alex, her setting you up like that?
Alex can do it all. Alex can set up, she can put away, she can clean up my messes, so it's been awesome playing with her.
And then, Alex, we were talking off camera. The last 2 weeks, you've been really hot, playing super well. What's changed for you game-wise, mentally?
Game-wise, mentally, I mean, I've had a lot of great people surrounding me, telling me that, you know, I'm there with the rest of the pros, so I just had to implement that into my game, stay positive on the court. I'm playing with some of my favorite people, so it's important to have a lot of fun out there, do your work off the court to get great training, but as long as you're staying healthy, then you'll be good on the court mentally and competitively.
All right, Alex Truong, Vivian Glozman, moving on to the winner bracket final. We'll take a break here. Men's winner bracket final next up on championship court at the APP Philadelphia Open.